Shree Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha. Sinduraruna Vigraham Trinayanam Manikya Maulispurat Taranayaka Shekharam Smitamukhim Apina Makshoruham Panibhyam Alipurna Ratna Chashakam Raktotpanam Vibhratim Soumyam Ratna Gadastha Rakta Charanam Dhyayet Param Ambika. Welcome to all for this session on Lalitopakhyanam. In the previous chapter, we have seen that as the Shakti army was approaching towards the Shunya Nagara of Bhandasura, Bhandasura made all the security arrangements and first sent Durmada to fight against the Shakti army with 10 akshouhini akshouhini army, and then Sampatkari Devi faced Durmada and a fierce battle happened between them. And finally, Sampatkari Devi sent out an arrow piercing the heart of Durmada, killing him instantaneously. And then, on seeing the loss of Durmada, Bhandasura sent Kurunda with 20 Akshauhini army with him, and then, while he came face to face with Sampatkari Devi, Ashwaruda Devi came sitting on her mighty horse Aparajita, and she fought against the Kurunda, who was also sitting on a horse. A fierce battle happened between them. At one point, Kurunda even cut off the string of the bow carried by Ashwaruda Devi. But then Ashwaruda Devi took to Ankusha, she threw it at the face of Kurunda, and his face broke into two with lot of bleeding. Finally, Kurunda gave up his body. Thus, Bhandasura saw the loss of two of his great commanders, and then he decided to send the five mighty commanders at once under the leadership of Karangka and the others. Hayagriva was narrating the story. With the news of the death of Kurunda, Bhandasura was overcome with grief for a while, and he said to Kutilaksha, "Oh, what evil fate is this? How come that women are capable of slay our mighty heroes? It is unimaginable on earth. Two mighty brothers, Durmada and Kurunda, were invincible in the battle, and yet mere women have slain them. Ah, O Kutilaksha, send now 100 akshouhinis led simultaneously by our five great and courageous commanders, Karangka and others. They will be able to defeat her easily." Kutilaksha accordingly sent for the five commandants and bade them lead 100 akshauhinis against Lalita's host. The dust and din raised by the 100 akshauhinis can scarcely be imagined. The engravings of fishes, snakes, etc. on the many standards, means the flags carried by the armies, made the whole scene appear like unto a muddy ocean with fishes, snakes, etc. floating on top. Seeing the marching of the 100 akshauhinis under the leadership of the five great commanders, Karangka, Kakavasitha, Vajradantha, Vajramukha, and Vajraloma, the heavens trembled in fear and wondered how Lalitamba's Shakti host would be able to deal with them. They all remembered how the Devata hosts had been routed by this same Karanka and his colleagues, who had used the Mayavic and mysterious power of Sarpini to bring about the birth of Ranashambari. The latter turn had excelled as Dhumravarna, Dhumroshti, Dhumralamba, Dhumralamba, Payodhara, and Mahadadi Gambhira Kuharodhara had brought forth crores and crores of snakes, even like unto Kadru herself, and Indra remembered how his Devata host had been defeated with the help of such Mayavic and poisonous snake. So these five commanders, they were using the Sarpini Maya, with the help of which they were creating crores of serpents and throwing them on the opposing army, and which made them highly invincible. Each excelling the other in prowess, the five great chiefs marched their 100 akshouhinis dauntlessly into the ranks of Shakti hosts, when for a moment all was hidden amid the dust and that had been raised. As the dust settled and cleared a little, the result of the initial melee and the clash of weapons became visible. Elephants and horses moved in streams of blood, chariots clambered over mountains of flesh, fresh hair of Shakti hosts mingled with the blood from wounds and gashes. For a while it was difficult to gauge the strength of either side. Suddenly, however, Karangka and his colleagues bethought, bethought themselves of their earlier victory against the Devatas by means of Sarpini Maya. They once again repeated the same maneuver. Soon Sarpini appeared on the battlefield and brought forth crores and crores of dangerously poisonous snakes like unto Raksha, Karkotaka, Shaka, Vasuki, and each with many hoods and fearful fangs capable of ejecting virulent poisons like Kalakuta, Saurashtra, Goravatsa, and bringing forth flames through their virulence and thus burning the Shakti host without mercy. From the two eyes of Sarpini were born crores and crores of snakes, each with a pair of hoods and resembling black nimbus clouds. They fell upon the Shakti host and spread their venoms. From the mouth of Sarpini also sprang myriads of brown snakes with four hoods each. Out of the nostrils of Sarpini there came forth countless three-hooded yellow snakes. Emerging from the ear holes of Sarpini were snakes of fearful mien. Out of the navel emerged blood-colored snakes, vomiting hala hala over the Shakti host, who incessantly shot arrows aimed at them. As one snake was slain by the arrows, there arose many more in its place through Maya, and thus very soon the entire battlefield was teeming with venomous snakes. The sight was simply unbelievable. The Shakti hosts were unable to escape from the virulence of the poison poured out by these Mayavic snakes, which they could not put an end to. Damsels perished by the millions, and their sad fate seemed to be sealed with no escape from dire extermination. Seeing the plight of these Shakti damsels, the five commandants grew bolder and rushed into the mid of the armies of Ashwaruda Devi. Karangka, riding on a chariot drawn by 100 donkeys, covered clouds of arrows like unto a hurricane. Kakavasitha rode an elephant and hurled his discus, killing armies of Shakti damsels. Vajradantha rode upon his camel and slew many more with the aid of his diamond like sharp and hard arrows. Vajramukha rode on a donkey and slew crores of Shakti damsels. Vajraloma rode on a chariot drawn by pairs of donkeys and slew many more crores of Shaktis. Seeing the success of their chiefs, the 100 akshouhinis fell upon the Shakti host with alacrity and new vigor. the Sarpini again sent forth a crore more of her Mayavic poisonous snakes with great flat. Ashwaruda Devi's Shakti hosts were now in a very sad state indeed. As Ashwaruda Devi Shakti hosts are in a very sad state, there seems to be no single ray of hope for them when lo, Sree Lalita Devi brought forth out from her noble, handsome, and fair jaws a Devi by name Nakuleeshwari riding on Garuda to help Ashwaruda Devi. Nakuleeshwari Devi went forth like lightning into the suffering ranks of the Shakti host and proceeded straight ahead to oppose the stream of serpents issuing from Sarpini Maya. Out of her 32 teeth, she instantaneously brought forth 32 crores of mongooses golden in color and sheen, and these hit and slew the serpents in their numbers, so that there was soon quite a stream of virulent poison flowing amid them. The slain serpents lay about in the form of a kundali, and the gems that fell from their hood shone wonderfully. Seeing the whole slaughter of serpents created by her Maya, Sarpini was roused to unspeakable wrath and she rushed into the field, but only to be stopped in her advance by Devi Nakuleeshwari, who let loose a Garudasthra from her bowstring. With Nakuleeshwari's permission, the astra penetrated the body of Sarpini and extinguished her serpent Maya so that she expired instantly without being able to fight. Seeing Maya Sarpini die so easily, the five commandants grew mad with anger and impelled their entire force to charge Nakuleeshwari's army of mongooses. But Devi Nakuleeshwari sent them all to Yama's abode damsels. Vajraloma rode on a chariot drawn by pairs of donkeys and slew many more crores of Shaktis. Seeing the success of their chiefs, the 100 akshouhinis fell upon the Shakti host with alacrity and new vigor. Finally, Nakuleeshwari created mighty mongooses which completely spoiled all the 100 akshouhini of those five great commanders. And Nakuleeshwari herself, flying on her Garuda, she used strong arrows and cut off the heads of all the five commanders. And that great dexterity in Nakuli Devi was praised by Shamala Devi, the chief minister of Devi Lalitha, who was very much pleased and took her as her own bodyguard. Thus, in this part of the story, we have seen how Bhandasura had sent five different commanders like Karangka and others who came along with their Sarpini Maya to fight against the Shakti army. Initially, they set out their Sarpini Maya, which sent out crores and crores of serpents with virulent poison against the Shakti army. Though initially it was difficult to face them, finally Devi Lalita created Nakuleeshwari from her teeth, and that Nakuleeshwari had created crores and crores of mongooses which killed all those serpents. And then, when the fierce battle continued to happen, Nakuleeshwari Devi uh, created the mongooses which are as strong as the diamond which kill the entire army of 100 akshouhinis. Finally, Nakuleeshwari cut off the heads of all the five commanders, putting an end to their battle. Namaste Sharada Devi, Kashmira Puravasini, Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam, Vidya Danancha Dehime. Goodbye.